YouTube, it's Above Average Cody here, and Season 3 has finally dropped in Halo Infinite, and my oh my, there is so much new stuff in the game. I am beyond excited, so in today's video, guys, I'm going to go through everything that at least I can cover in one video that came to the game. I promise you I'm going to miss some stuff, but then I'm going to give you guys all my thoughts on Season 3, what I'd still like to see in Season 3, and then, of course, some other little bugs that inevitably came with the update. And of course, guys, if you saw my recent hype around the Bandit Rifle, it only makes sense to start off with what I was most excited for. Of course, the Bandit Rifle, the equivalent of a DMR added to the game, guys. It has a 15-shot mag. It takes 5 shots to kill, 4 to crack the shields, 1 to the headshot. Overall, the gun feels pretty good. I was expecting it to be a little overpowered. I was expecting it to be a little wonky, but it feels pretty balanced. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels really good to use, and it feels really, really satisfying to not only hit shots, but get a kill or even a perfect medal with it, which I was able to get one today on stream. But the gun does feel really good. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I think I'd like to see maybe a scope with scope knock similar to the BR, because it does not have scope knock and only the 1.4 magnification. The final headshots felt really, really hard to land in multiplayer. Now, I took it to the weapon drills range and it felt fine. I had no problem. But when I tried to play Attack Slayer with it, which it is in Attack Slayer, it was impossible to hit the headshot with it. So I don't know if the final headshot is just tough to register sometimes or what. It just felt a little weird, and I feel like this could probably be remedied with some form of scope, and then pair that with scope knock. I think you have a perfect weapon. Next up, guys, let's talk maps. We do have 3 new maps. We have 2 arena maps and 1 BTB map. We have Chasm. Pretty cool map. It kind of has big Catalyst vibes in terms of the center of the map is pretty open and there's little areas on the sides to rat around, but for some reason it just flows better. There's a lot of different jump ups and things to get to the areas that are on the side where there's 2 forms of elevation, and it's just a very fun map to play on. I definitely think it could be on the palette for maybe getting added to ranked. They did not add any maps to ranked, which I think is kind of a miss, but Chasm, a lot of fun to play on. Cliffhanger, didn't feel quite as much of a competitive feel on that map. Pretty big feeling map, honestly, for an arena map. I think it'd be a really good 6v6 map, but a lot of elevation changes, a lot of rocky terrain that makes for, in my opinion, a lot of interesting gameplay. And of course, Oasis, the big team battle map, it does not feel like the other big team battle maps in the game, which I really like that because it feels a lot different in terms of the gameplay. And 2, it is probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing maps in the game. The lighting, perfect. The scenery, perfect. It's a really pleasant map to play on, and it feels smaller than a regular BTB map. It feels like there is constant action. I don't have to run very far before I'm getting shot at or taking a fight, and it's pretty fun to drive around on. It's not too hard to maneuver the vehicles, even though it feels like a smaller map. So in terms of BTB, which I'm not a big BTB player, so share your thoughts down below if you are. I really like the map. Next up, guys, you know I have to talk cosmetics, battle pass, and on top of that, there's actually an event going on. So first off, let me talk about the cosmetics. I love them. The colors, the individuality, I guess, of the armor. Is that even a word? I think it's a word. I don't know, guys. I'm just really excited. Believe it or not, I am most excited about the cosmetics. We have such an amazing core system in this game, and it felt like it was really slow ramping up to the point where people could really customize their armor. And now you get all of this very, very cool stuff thrown in that's colorful, it's unique, and just there's so much you can do. And I just love the cosmetics. I know some people say it's a little too, like, Fortnite-y. It's a little too, like, flamboyant for, like, the Halo feel. But I absolutely love it. And you get so many unique items in the Battle Pass that I am really excited. Like, just all of these little tidbits and things that you can add to your Spartan to customize them. A lot of cool helmets, a lot of cool colors, guys, and just so much in between. It's going to be a lot of fun grinding through this battle pass, and it's going to be a lot of fun unlocking things and just pairing them with whatever armor I'm choosing to run. This is personally my favorite. I can't wait to get this stance. Yes, I am most excited for a stance. They were making fun of me for it on stream, but it's a really cool stance. You get a lot of cool armor coatings, a lot of cool pretty much everything in my opinion. So I'm pretty pleased with this battle pass because honestly, there really hasn't, in the previous 2 battle passes, I just was not excited. I flew through it. I didn't even care what I was unlocking, and that was it. But there's a lot of things I'm hype about in this one. And on top of that, guys, there is literally a free 10-tier event right off the rip. It's the usual. You have 2 weeks to do it. You complete the challenges, and you play the featured unlimited playlist, which we'll jump into now. But it's really cool that they took the effort of throwing a 10-tier pass on top of the fresh new battle pass in the game, which I just think is really nice. And now, guys, of course, the event, the new Arena Unlimited, it's pretty much the best way to play all of the new maps, the arena maps at least. It's all Cliffhanger and Chasm with Arena CTF, King of the Hill, Slayer, CTF, One Flag, everything you would expect, except it is the addition of Escalation Slayer, which is basically Halo's spin-off of Gun Game from Call of Duty. You get so many kills with a layout of weapons, and then once you do that, your team upgrades to the next one, and then the next one, and the first person to complete the final one, which is the oddball weapon, it's a lot of fun, guys. You win the game if you do that, and it's really cool. It encapsulates the shroud screen and everything in between really well. It makes you cycle through weapons, use a bunch of different weapons, and you get to play on the new maps. I really don't think a season could release with a better map mode combo than what they have here. And I will say the shroud screen, just to talk on it briefly, it is pretty much just a smoke grenade, but the fact that you can shoot it out of your wrist as a projectile, there are so many different things you can do with it, and I am very, very glad they took the time to add it to ranked. You can use it to block lines of sight, you can use it to hide yourself, you can even use it to make people think you're pushing a certain direction that you are not. And now, guys, let's talk about ranked. I regret to say, ranked has hardly changed. The only real big change is you only have to do 5 placement matches instead of the usual 10. And then, of course, we're still being match made off CSR, and then they're only using the MMR to balance. But they did not add any maps. The new maps are not in. They did not bring any old maps back. I think the only real change is detachment is no longer in. But they did mix in the Bandit Rifle ever so slightly. You can find it in 3 separate places. On Argyle, the Pulse Carbine spawn changed to the Bandit Rifle. On Streets, you can find it in Cafeteria where the Assault Rifle was, and the Assault Rifle actually moved over to PD where the Pulse Carbine spawned. And then finally, guys, you can find it on Live Fire in the window of Garage where there was an Assault Rifle. Other than that, the shroud screen is on a couple maps as well. Use it to your pleasure. I think it makes the maps pretty good. One spot I can think of off the top of my head is Live Fire. The drop shield is now the shroud screen, and it's a lot of fun to use. A lot of people think smokes aren't very competitive, but I think arguably it's going to make things more competitive, and it's going to be very exciting to see how the pros use it. And guys, while we're talking about ranked, it's only worth mentioning the desync and how the game feels. I'm hoping this is just a day one thing, but it did not feel very good. I had a few games where it just felt like bullets straight up were not registering. I felt it. Stream saw it and was talking about it in chat, and it just felt wonky. That's really nothing new, but to have it happen after a big update where they say there's desync fixes and things like that, obviously no like massive fixes they flaunted, but I'm a little nervous if the game keeps feeling that way. Still getting shot behind walls and stuff like that, but it is what it is. And then a lot of 3v4s, guys. I personally did not crash at all, but 3v4s galore. Either we had Marty on the team crashing out, or we had randoms crashing out. We'd have a 3 stack on the other team, and just losing stupid SR for all of these matches. Luckily, you can still leave and only lose 5 if it happens where somebody just doesn't load in and it says they left the game. But we loaded into one that was straight up just a 3v4, and we had to play it out, and it was very tedious and a very long game to play. And then finally, guys, in terms of things to complain about, There is, of course, one bug where for some reason on Xboxes, your frames will be capped at 90. This is something they broke. They are very aware of it. They've made everybody aware that they know of it. No word on a fix, but I hope that has to be their top priority to get that fixed, guys. So it is not a problem with your system. It's strictly just a bug. And now, guys, what else do I want to see in Season 3? First off, Infection. The storyline in this season is amazing. If you did not watch the cutscene, go back and watch it. Go to the season intro and watch the recap. The cutscene, amazing. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It gives you goosebumps, guys. It's literally like watching a movie. But the whole storyline where the banished AI takes over the Spartan, I really do hope one of the narrative events is the Infection game mode. I'm not getting my hopes too high, but it seems like everything, all the leaks, everybody on Twitter is pointing that way, and I'm really, really excited, so I'm hoping to see that. And then finally, guys, career progression. Give me a career progression game. Me and all my homies sink way too much time in this game to not have an imaginary bar that goes up after each game, win or lose. It would just make this game so much more rewarding, so much more exciting, and just, I think it would be an amazing addition for the people that are absolutely grinding their nuts off on this game. Finally, guys, there isn't any ranked rewards that I can see. I think that's a missed opportunity. A lot of people grinding to a new rank, grinding to Onyx, everything in between. Give us something, man. A gun coding, even just for the pistol. I don't know, man. Just something to make ranked just that much more rewarding. I'd like to see it. I'm not sure if there's no ranked rewards, but there was nothing that I saw right off the rip. But guys, that pretty much wraps it up. It was a long video. I tried to get through everything as quick as possible. If you have any questions or you want me to go in depth on anything, feel free to mention in the comments. I'll reply to anything that you guys want to know. Just ask below. But other than that, guys, subscribe to the channel. The support has been just insane, bigger than I could possibly imagine. I keep saying, guys, I upload every day. We stream 5 days a week. We run pretty much mostly ranked, but we're going to be running a lot of other stuff with all the new stuff in the game. So hit that sub button, guys. Leave a like on the video. Already mentioned, leave a comment. Then, of course, channel membership. Super thanks if you'd like support monetarily. It helps me out as a creator ever so much, but please do not feel like you have to. But that does for me, guys. Big day. We had a monster stream. We hit over 500 viewers. It still does not feel real, guys. And just thank you all so much for all the support. It's been such a grind, but it has been so much fun playing this game and sharing all of these experiences on this game with you guys throughout all these updates. And Season 3 seems like it's going to be a banger. So I'm excited to keep going, guys. And just thank you so much for riding with me, vibing with me on the streams, and just making this whole experience so much fun. But alrighty, guys, enough talking. That does it from me. Thank you so much. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.